What's going on, Packers fans? Packers get one. A big win for the green and gold. Coming out victorious 23-20 over the Los Angeles Chargers. Wasn't pretty, but it doesn't matter. When you look back at the schedule, you look at the wins and losses, it's a W. And that's all that matters. And I love winning. It sure beats losing. Jordan Love, congratulations. First 300-yard passing game from Packers quarterback since the year 2021. That's right. Didn't happen all last year. So good to get off that schneid in particular. And also good to see Christian Watson in the end zone. And shout out to the hero who was absolutely pumping up Watson during that Lambeau leap. And also, the Lambeau leap. It's back. I think everyone except Romeo Doubs did one. You love to see it. The defense, yeah, I mean, they battled. A lot of issues in that secondary, which probably is to be expected given all the youth and Jair not being able to go. I know there was an early report that he might be available for today's game, but he was inactive. Jonathan Owens, got to stop playing patty cake, got to make a tackle. And there were plenty of opportunities to make plays on the ball, make plays on the man. The Packers got real lucky in regards to the Chargers' mistakes. And that's where it becomes really tough to get too excited about what you saw from this Packers defense. They absolutely shut it down there at the end. You applaud that. No question about it. But the Chargers really shot themselves in the foot repeatedly, whether it's Keenan Allen's 2 key drops, which basically cost his team 8 points, maybe more. And obviously, Austin Eckler slipping on the turf there at Lambeau, getting back up and then fumbling the ball. And then the shot up the right sideline where Valentine gets absolutely roasted. I mean, that's an insane drop that undoubtedly leads to a touchdown. The Packers, sometimes it's better to be lucky and good, and they were certainly lucky on the defensive side today. Chargers left a lot out there. But you do give the Chargers credit. They made a number of plays. Justin Herbert's legit, no doubt about it. But like I said, it was good to see the defense shut the door when it needed to. That front finally started putting some pressure on Herbert, who seemingly had all day, all afternoon. But yeah, big win. You don't apologize for winning. Love to see it. Hello to everybody in the comments. So good to see everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Tyler starting us off with a super chat. A Jaden Reed-centered offense. This is the way. I mean, you're not kidding. Don't look now, but Jaden Reed was their leading rusher today on 3 carries. Obviously, the big end around for a touchdown. Absolutely gorgeous. Speaking of the running game, Aaron Jones, who we all saw leave injured and was on the cart looking very distraught. Amazing news from Matt LaFleur in the postgame presser. LaFleur indicated that it doesn't sound like it's long-term. That's incredible. Given how bad it looked and the emotion that you saw from Aaron Jones, I certainly thought that that might be the last down he's played this season, and who knows, maybe in his Packers career. Thank goodness, though, it sounds like they've avoided that scenario. I I highly doubt he'll be back out there on Thursday against the Lions, but it does sound like we will see him again at some point this season, which is obviously amazing news considering how bad it looked when it happened. Dustin, thanks for the super chat, man. Hello, 11-6. You start today. Okay, so okay, Dustin. I'm loving the optimism. I'll just say that. Dave, thanks for the super chat, man. Jordan Love looked really good, right? We should be encouraged. Go, Pack, go. He made a lot of really nice throws, a lot of big plays. Still left some stuff out there, though. Man, that miss to Musgrave up the left sideline, that's a tough one. And look, there's plenty of times you can look and say, okay, this receiver needs to hold on to the ball. Wicks had one go literally right through his hand, or somebody needs to drive back harder on towards the quarterback. But when you're given something like that, which is, not a free touchdown because you work for everything, but I mean, that's a big play waiting to happen. If you just loft it up rather than put it on a line. And I know, Jordan's learning on the job. This is his first year as a starter, but that's a throw you got to hit. That's a tough one to leave out there. But yeah, I thought he played pretty damn well overall. It's never going to be perfect. There's certainly going to be tons of stuff you can look at on the tape that suggests, needs places where he needs to improve, things he would like to do over again. But I tell you what, he's continuing to grow. week by week, you see incremental progress, not just from him, but from the entirety of the offense. And that's encouraging. The one kind of mystifying part on offense is the continued musical chairs up front along the offensive line. Sean Ryan got one drive again today. And then they kept rotating Nyman and Walker at left tackle. And I know Andy Herman asked coach about that after the game, and it sounds like that was the plan. They'll continue to have competition up front. I thought, the offensive line had real issues in the second half. They were starting to get home with their pressure, and that was without Bosa, who left, during that first drive. So stuff to work on there, and Hutchinson and company waiting for him on Thursday. Here's hoping. What else we got? Oh, I lost my. There it is. Ed, what's up, man? A little bit of luck, but I'll take it. W stands for total domination. I don't think that's what W stands for, Ed, but I'll take it. Pack owner MT, thanks for joining the Carry the G Club. Really appreciate you. And I like your icon there. I still own you. Old school. Vex, what's going on? On the radio call, Wayne and Larry were talking about needing to convert that third down at the end of the game. When Pack ran on third down, they were both silent. Yeah, Matt was pretty down on himself after the game for that sequence, which I can understand. I also get playing conservative there. I get you don't want to put anything in jeopardy. Going to go punt, play field position, make that defense do it again, which they did. But yeah, we're a far cry away from all gas, no brakes. Let's put it that way. Professor Flex, what's up, man? Joe Barry, the power to summon Suns. I mean, the Sun was like one of their best defensive players today. No doubt about it. Godsmack, what's going on, man? Love threw for 300 yards and 2 TDs with suspect O-line play and celebrated with fans after the game. He's ascending nicely and is a stand-up guy. No lies told, man. I like Jordan. I like where he's headed. And he looks the part. Looks legit. On the day, 27 of 40, 322 yards, 2 touchdowns, a rating of 108.5. That's good work. Jackie Pack fan, thanks for the super sticker. Appreciate you. Johnny Rockford, thanks, man. Was at the game. Wasn't pretty, but offense finally looked competent against a bad defense. Don't ask how. Go, Pack, go. Yeah, that's the thing. It's nice to see them move the ball. Things are going to be a lot tougher next week. No doubt. Or next week on Thursday. Abdul, how are you, man? Hey, Aaron, happy for the win. How did O-line line up? Saw Nyman in and out a couple of times, and I couldn't keep up. I know, and neither could I, man. There was, like I said, Matt talked about it in the postgame, basically a planned rotation. Just kind of insane to me. But and Sean Ryan got in for a drive. It's keeping us all on our toes, man. But they seem to hold off. Like I said, they seem to hold up pretty damn well in the first half. But the Chargers really got after them in the second half. There were a couple of pressure calls that I'm not going to say flummoxed them or had them confused, but took advantage of what the Packers were trying to do in protection. There were a number of nice kind of blitz pickups by A.J. Dillon. There was also like 2 that I saw where A.J. was late recognizing what was happening. And, you tip your cap sometimes, and the other team gets paid too, but something they got to shore up prior to Thursday, man. Good Lord. Steve, what's up? Foaming at the mouth for how good this skill group will be in the future. Go Pack. There's so much talent, right? From Dobbs and his steady hands to Wicks, that run after the catch. Are you kidding me? And hell, of course, Jaden Reed looks like him. And then even Watson got back into the groove. That's pick your poison time as a defensive coordinator. I am absolutely loving it. Abdul, thanks again, man. Any reason we didn't spy Herbert? Ran for 76 yards. Aha, they did spy Herbert after he ran for 76 yards. If you check the last 2 drives in particular, when they needed to shut the door, Walker is spying Herbert on a number of those plays, like specifically just not rushing, just waiting to see where Herbert ends up. And there was one play in particular where Herbert flushed out to his right and Walker closed on him to cause him to throw. So, yeah, they got there eventually. Don Vito, what's up? I know the transitive property doesn't work in football, but if the Bears almost beat the Lions, you got to think we could take it to them. As I always say, it doesn't really matter who you play. It matters as much as it matters when you play them. It's much more about when teams play than who you play. And now, of course, yes, teams have talent, guys are injured, matchups drive the league. That's all very important. But, you know, the Bears in week 1 are definitely not the Bears, especially now that they've got their quarterback back. They look pretty damn good. They looked like they were figuring it out prior to Fields getting hurt that Thursday night in Washington. So, it's a week-to-week league. That's why they always say it. You can't look too far ahead. Can't look, too much as transitive property stuff. But look, yeah, it's a short week. It's a short week for the Lions, too. Just need a bounce or two to go your way. Hopefully all the luck wasn't used up today at Lambeau. And anything can happen. Absolutely. Donzillo, what's up? Reed looked like a primetime Cobby, like prime Cobby. I'd say, I love Randall Cobb, love everything he did in the Green Bay uniform, but I'd say Reed looks more explosive. I think this sky's the limit for this kid. Carl, what's up? We really got to see Kraft's athleticism on that non-touchdown. I hope he keeps improving game to game. That kid must have run like 100 yards just going in motion today. They've been utilizing him that way last couple of weeks, but he did a lot today. And yeah, on that play, it was really nice to see him get some yards after the catch. Pity, look, the defender got him, and that's fine, but would have been nice to see that Lambeau leap count. But I know he's already commented on it on Twitter, something about clumsy Kraft feet. But yeah, it's good to see him starting to get involved a lot more. And I think, that's to be expected. Not every rookie is going to hit the ground running, but they certainly need contributions wherever they can get him. He was still pretty damn suspect in some of these pass pro looks, but baby steps. Jerry, what's up? How are you? So great to see Watson blocking and catching like last week. Reed and Wicks are fun spark plugs. Yeah, that's a great catch there, Jerry, on the blocking from Watson. Something we've talked about the last couple of weeks, especially on Watch Party last week, where you needed a lot more physicality from Christian. He certainly brought it today. There were a number of plays on the outside where, what could have been a 2 or 3 yard gain was able to turn into a significant gain because he did his job and did it well on the perimeter. That's absolutely what you want to see going forward, because I do think that's what gets you those opportunities, is what keeps you on the field if you're doing that little stuff and making sure that the play is working the way it's designed. You can't be getting blown up. You got to be physical, and I thought he very much was today. Jake, thank you so much for becoming a Carry the G Club member. Really appreciate you, man. Thank you. Dustin, what's going on? Can't go 11-6 unless you lose 6. Now we get that 11. Keep it up, Dustin. I love it. Matthew, I think you're in league with Dustin here. You got to lose 6 to finish 11-6 next. You also got to lose 2 running backs to get Tucker Kraft to catch. Simples. Go, Pack, go. You guys are great. You guys are great. You guys are cheering me up. I was pretty down after that game because of how just poor the defense looks at times, but it's a win. You don't apologize for it. And they're very anxious outside here in New York City, honking away. Godsmack, what's up? That last defensive play, good old Kenny Clark said, no, not in my house. Gotta love Kenny. Big paw, as Matt said at the podium. Got his big paw up there. And yes, you absolutely do love to see it. Brett School, what's going on, man? Shawl. So it looks like School over there. Looks like Shawl over here. Get Bakhtiari healthy, draft best tackle available, and prosper. I know the cap police disagree. They're going to have to do something to his contract. There's zero doubt about that if he's going to stick around. We'll see. Can we just enjoy the win? But yes, I think drafting a tackle is a no-brainer this spring. Smalls, what's going on? The zone scheme getting gashed will kill me. Ooh, baby. They were committing numbers to it, and they were blitzing on early downs, and the Packers just didn't account for it. They were, look, it's a chess match, right? And guys are going to try and get a little bit off what their usual tendencies are at times, especially against uncommon opponents, because, you go much further back against uncommons, trying to find all their tendencies, etc. And I think Staley blitzed more today than they were probably anticipating, both on early downs and then on third downs from the perimeter in ways that they probably hadn't seen a lot of on tape. But the early down stuff was killing them, the way they kept losing yardage. And there was one play in particular I mentioned on Watch Party where there's such there's an obvious moment where the box is loaded, right? And if that's Aaron Rodgers, he gets out of that play. Like he gets them into something else. And look, that's what you're going to live with that. It's a first-time starter. Matt hasn't given him as much. Will probably be a long time until he gives him any kind of leeway like that. So at times, yeah, you're going to get taken advantage of. And to your point, it happened a couple of times on some of their attempted zone runs. But look, like I said, they get paid too. That was a good adjustment by them, a good way to kind of get after the Packers. But they got the W, and that's all that matters. Vex. We need more physicality to beat the Lions, in my opinion. Could not agree more. I don't know if they're going to the physicality store between now and Thursday, but here's hoping. Abdul, what's going on? What do you think is the plan for running back Thursday? They're going to be scouring the waiver wire. They're going to be looking at all of their emergency lists. Matt was asked that after the game, and, it's like no clue right now, but probably figure it out here in the next 24 hours or so. Don't forget, the personnel people are undoubtedly working on this the moment Aaron Jones gets hurt, and then doubly so once Wilson goes down. They're making calls instantly. They're looking over what they have as far as their emergency list goes. Every position has a list drawn up. During the year, you'll see reports about workouts on Tuesdays, right? Lots of guys in and out throughout the season. That's part of the personnel group building lists out and like having, basically a number of people they can call upon if and when something like this happens. Now, they have a running back on the practice squad, and undoubtedly they'll probably bring him up. But outside of that, they'll probably sign someone, and away they'll go. And it's not like you can, whoever it would be, it's not like you're going to turn around in 3 days and give them any kind of significant role. They'll sign someone for, depth purposes, but it's going to be the member of the practice squad, A.J. Dillon, and probably Jaden Reed and Christian Watson on end rounds. And away they go. Probably try and manufacture as much kind of short game stuff as they can as an extension of the running game. There's not much else you can do in 3 days. Matthew, thanks again, man. Love a hangover Monday at work with very little sleep after a winning Sunday. Bring on the playoffs, Nags. Thanks as always from over the pond. Go Pack, go. Playoffs? Let's just enjoy the win, people. We don't need to be talking about the draft. We don't need to be talking about the playoffs. Can we just hold on to the win today, for now, for the next 24 hours? That's what I want to do. Let's go there. Godsmack, what's up? Sorry, Nags. I know you hate the wide receiver one talk, but Jaden Reed looks the part. Definitely a future star. Well, he's a future star, no doubt, but he is far and gone from your traditional wide receiver one. Now, that doesn't mean he can't have that type of production, but there's a reason he was drafted in the second round and not the first, But yeah, absolutely. He can be a monster star. I totally agree. And I think that's what's in store for him. Cheeto, what's up? Missed the first 10 minutes. Start over, please. I'll get right on that. John, Ryan Grant available? Great win today. Man, got to call Brent Fullwood out of retirement. Craig, what's going on? What do you think Staley told Matt LaFleur after the game? Keep me in mind if you need a D coordinator. Oh, babe, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I mean, Matt LaFleur praised Joe Barry in his post-game press conference. That's all you need to know. The wind beneath my wings, Brandy, you're great. Perfect Dark. They should hire me as coach. I hear they're taking applications. Jody, when these wide receivers step up, they look really good. They do, don't they? And there's still going to be, frustrating moments. Wicks had a drop today. There were certainly probably plays out there that you'd like back, a little better result, maybe a better connection with the quarterback, etc. But man, yes, the upside is so clear and obvious. And when they do click, it is fun to watch. And as frustrating as this year can be at times, it is amazing to think that this is the core group that gets to grow together over the course of the next 2-3 years. Got to think, at least by next year, they'll be starting to hum a little bit. I mean, every one of these guys brings something to the table, and they all seem to be able to sniff out the end zone. You love to see it. Reed is a natural slot beast. Well, the thing is I think he's transcending that a little bit. Like, yes, he absolutely is money in the slot, no doubt about it. But they're utilizing him all over the formation, right? And it keeps defensive coordinators on their toes, makes it harder to key on him. And I just think, yeah, he's at that point now where just get the ball in his hand, regardless of where he's lining up. He can handle it. Yeah, absolutely love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Eddie Lacy. There we go. Nags, has Kraft earned more reps? I think, we're seeing that happen organically, right? They've utilized him more these last couple games. He's still really a big project in pass protection, which is one of the big reasons he's in there, which makes it hard to watch at times. But I think he'll continue to come along. He'll still get opportunities, and it's up to him to make the most of them. No doubt about it. All right, buddy. Oh, Vex gets a last super chat in here. A wide receiver who runs the ball scares me, giving me Ty Montgomery flashbacks. Also didn't appreciate that Gary offsides at the end of the game. Yeah, the Gary thing was ridiculous. No doubt about it. But the Ty Montgomery, they're not utilizing him like Ty Montgomery in any way, shape, or form. He's not running between the tackles. I mean, maybe they will on Thursday because it's Detroit and they've got one running back. That's a possibility. But, yeah, I don't see that comp at all. I'd get the dude on the perimeter and let him go to town. Do you remember Ty Montgomery going on an end around, running 45 yards for a touchdown? Because I don't. I mean, I remember him making some plays, but certainly not like that. Very different. Very different. Jano, what's up? Any news on Campbell? Nothing yet. Only injury update we got in the post-game presser was on Aaron Jones, which was much, much better than I expected it to be. Like I said at the top of the stream, sounds like there's no long-term issue for Aaron Jones, which is absolutely amazing. All right, buddy. Got to get going. Can't thank you enough. Please, please, please do me a monster favor. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then tell your friends and tell your family. Cheesehead TV, we are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. Go Pack Go.